my friend. This is T. Gerard Williams of the T. Gerard Williams Show, and I am excited today to tell you that we have a guest calling in from Sarasota, Florida, to share with us some investment tips and tricks and things that you need to know about investing. I got to tell you, my friends, that he is the author of at least 12 good books that you need to be getting into, and as we talk to him, we're going to find out just how you can get a hold of those books. I also want to share with you, no, you know what? I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to share some stuff with you as we go through the process of talking to my good friend, James Gaudino from Sarasota, Florida. James, are you on the line?
I am here. How you guys doing out there today?
Hey, man, everything is just fine. Fantastic day. Good to be alive and good to be talking to you. So, listen, James, I'm glad you're here, first of all. I want to share that with you. But I'm also interested in the things that you want to share with my listening audience. And so, having said all that, I'm going to give you the latitude to tell us and direct us in the direction that you want us to go so that we can be on point when it comes to our investment, our money, and our financial literacy. So, James, take it away, my brother.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, I want to say, and I want everyone to understand this, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a serious investment where you take control of your own money. Now, I'm going to tell you a quick little story, kind of get you on base where I'm coming from. About 8 years ago, when my daughter was 9 years old, she wanted to know what I was doing. So I'm sitting there playing on the computer. She sits on my lap, says, "Daddy, what are you doing?" "Oh, you're trading stocks. Can I do that too?" I'm thinking to myself, she's 9 years old. How am I going to teach her how to invest, make money, not lose any money, not risk anything, and still understand what it is she's doing? It took me a while to figure it out, but I finally came up with what I call the 10-minute trading strategy, where we use good quality companies that have been in business for close to 100 years, and we take a look at them, and we use the dividends that they pay out as a precursor as to when to get in, when to get out, and how much we're actually looking for to profit off of each company. The best part about the whole thing, if the stock market goes down, we are still collecting dividends from that company. Now, these are companies that pay dividends as much as 6% per year. Now, if you have your money sitting in a bank getting 1%, wouldn't you rather have your money into the economy? I mean, there's a company in the Northwest that has over 1 million customers. They offer to 1 million customers oil and gas and water to keep their homes and use for drinking water. 1 million customers, that is a strong business. Another company, AT&T, they've been in business for over 100 years. They're offering close to 6%. Why would you put your money in the hands of a banker or even an investment advisor who's giving you anything less than 5 or 6% per year? Now, you guys can interject anytime you want. I'm here to answer any questions you can. This is going to be a 3 or 4 part interview where I come on today, maybe next week and the week after. However, we can get fit into the schedule to answer any questions you guys have. And what kind of questions do you have? You can hit me up really quick.
Well, James, you know what? I'm actually glad that you're opening up to questions, and I'm going to be monitoring those questions so that we can go ahead and get them to you. And if we don't get them all in today, certainly as a series, I think that's an appropriate thing. But James, let me ask you this. Now, you said that you started this as a way of teaching your daughter, 9 years old, how to invest, and this is what began your journey?
Well, not actually. My whole journey on investing started over 20 years ago.
Okay.
When after I got out of the service, I needed to find something to do. So I found something to do, and I really enjoyed it. And then I decided to create my own business. And creating my own business, I made so much money I didn't know what to do with it. So I bought houses, I bought stocks, I bought cars, I bought artwork. Everything except for stocks took too much time and too much effort. So I went back to the stock market and I just stuck it with that. So one day, like I said, my daughter sat on my lap and said, "Daddy, what are you doing? Can I do it too?" That's how the 10-minute trader strategy started.
Now, you say you have at least 120 videos on that 10-minute training for public to view?
On the YouTube channel, which is the 10minutetrader.com on YouTube, I have over 120 videos. Some of them are educational videos. Some of them are just my thoughts on investing. Some of them are answering questions. People will ask a question. I'll give you a quick question that somebody asked me just recently. A gentleman was inheriting $40,000 and he wanted to know what to do with it. Should he pay off his loans or should he invest it? So we did some mathematical equations and we figured out that it's better to invest and pay your debts as they're already worked into your budget. Because people who have budgeted their debts already into their weekly or monthly budget will have a tendency to stick with it. If you have any money left over, most people won't invest it. They'll just go out and spend it. So I suggested to him, and it's on the videos on YouTube, to invest your money, continue to pay off your debt. In the 10 or 15 years, when the debts would have been paid, you can have a chunk of money large enough to have a change in your lifestyle. Anyway, the video is explaining a lot better than I can over the phone. But that's just one avenue that one of the videos takes care of.
Okay, now you say that's on YouTube. That's 10minutetrader.com?
The 10minutetrader.com.
Okay, now that's 10 spelled out or the number 10?
It's the number 10.
Okay, so the 10minutetrader.com.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, now my friends, I know you all are writing this stuff down because you know every time we get on the air, one of my bugaboos is that we go ahead and have pen and paper available so we can write down all the interesting information that comes across the airwaves. So write that down because that's important, and I need you to go and check that out as soon as we get off the air. So that's the 10minutetrader.com YouTube videos, at least well over 120 videos just sitting there for you to come and enjoy. All right, James, you said that we talked about this earlier, that you authored 12 books.
Correct.
Now, give me just a couple of titles. Right now I'm just listening for titles.
All right. How to receive 10 to 20 checks per month like clockwork. That's one. Another one is everyone likes that one. Trading with dividends. My newest one would be dividends for monthly cash flow. That's where we teach people how to concentrate just on the dividend stocks and just buy one dividend stock, collect the dividend, move on to the next one, collect the dividend, move on to the next one, collect the dividend, move on to the next one, over and over and over again. There are so many companies out there offering dividends on a daily and weekly basis. The options are open, so to speak.
Now, I know that you're making this sound simple. I realize that because we're on the air and we don't have but a little bit of time to do this, that you're making this sound simple. It can't be that simple. Just dividend investing.
You're absolutely right. It's not that simple. And I want to, like I said earlier, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a serious money investment situation. Now, to make it even easier, are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I've created some software that goes into the data stream, finds the stocks that are paying the dividends today, and then the calculator calculates based on historical pricing what the odds are that it's going to do the exact same thing as it did in the past. Meaning, collect the dividend, sell the stock for the same price or more, and then move on to the next one. The software already done it through the calculations.
No.
That sounds confusing, right?
No, that sounds interesting. I mean, that sounds exciting.
Okay, then let me give you a quick little scenario.
Do it.
We're in Florida. Everybody knows who Disney stock is.
Exactly.
DIS. You can look this up under any financial website. You find out exactly when they paid their dividends. You go 10 days prior to that date. You look at the price the stock opened at that day. Now, this is all factual information. This is not fluff. This is not my theory. This is not smoke and mirrors. You look at what the price was 10 days before the dividend. Okay? Then if you had gotten in that day at that price, look what happens over the 10 days. Over 12 years in a row, the stock has gone up in equivalence to the dividend or more every year on Disney. There are dozens and dozens of companies that do the exact same thing. The software finds it and allows people to make their own decisions. So you have this, I know, the software gives you a deciding factor, not the deciding factor, but a deciding factor.
Right.
Okay, so the software tells you what stocks are ready. Then you take that and then you have to do your own research from there. Take a look at the chart. Where is it going? Does it look like it's going up? Does it look like going down? Does it look like it's going sideways? Then you decide whether or not you want to buy it. But you got to remember, worst case scenario is Disney a company I want to buy and hold. Okay? If 10 years ago the stock was at $10 and today it's at $100, that's a nice gross movement. People can see that. It is so simple. A fifth grader can look at a chart and say, hey, wait a minute, 10 years ago it was this. Today it's this. Oh, another 10 years, it's probably going to be higher. Because that's the way it works.
Right.
Valuations go up.
Okay, so you're looking at the trending component of it, and so your software not only tells you, it makes it a cherry-picking thing, but also tell you which cherries to pick.
Exactly. I'll give you a perfect example of this. I was looking at Staples stock this morning, SPLS, I believe it was, and the software says great. Okay, software says this thing should reach its target within a day. However, I looked at the chart. 10-year chart shows Staples as going downwards. So 10 years ago, it was higher than it is today. Do I really want to be in that? No, I don't. Even though the software says it will reach my target today, the 10-year chart, which says, hey, it was higher, it was worth more 10 years ago than it's worth today. I didn't want to buy that. So the software is just one part of the equation.
Right. Okay. So now, this is another question. Since you brought up the software that you invented, that you're doing amazingly well with, obviously, what are you bringing to the listening audience today in terms of the software availability?
Well, actually, the new software I just created, we just started trading with it in January. I mean, it's doing a lot better than I thought it was going to do. I'm kind of surprised, which is a nice thing. We are getting ready to do a membership site, which means people can pay on a monthly basis to get access to the software. It means they can use it and they can do whatever they want. And also, we're going to have live classes. So you're not just getting the software and getting all the answers to the questions. You're actually getting the chance to chat with me online, live. We're thinking of twice a week.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So what I'm offering to the people out there, basically is stop listening to people who tell you what you can and can't do. The answers are out there. You got to find them. I mean, if you're not happy with 1%, 2% a year, look somewhere else. I'm just providing an option, saying, hey, we're doing this. You can do this or something similar to this. There's no guarantees. But worst case scenario, you can put your money into a company that's going to pay you 5-6% per year. It's a heck of a lot better than what the banks are offering you.
Of course. Wow. That is very, very interesting and very intriguing. I realize that you said that you just, launched this new software. I'm not sure if I should ask you about price point yet, whether or not you've determined what. I'm not sure. But you know what? Man, I'm bold. So how much is this going to cost? Because, I mean, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of I'm really interested in this.
Okay. Now, monthly access is only $29 a month.
Okay.
Okay, it's not really for sale for anything other than that.
Okay.
I do have some free software that I actually give away. And there's some software that I created many years ago shows you what accelerated compound interest can actually do. So you put in a number you want to start out with, and you use the numbers that you feel comfortable with, and it gives you an idea of what your compounded growth can look like, compounding on a monthly basis rather than a yearly basis. Because the trading that I teach people to go for monthly returns rather than yearly returns. So if you can safely get 1 or 2% per month, that can be anywhere between 12 to 20% per year.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and the more effort you put into it, the more education you get for yourself, you can even get up to 5 to 10% per month, which can get 60 to 100% per year. It's not unheard of. I mean, I have one client who did 50% last year, and she gives me a big hug and a kiss every time I see her.
I bet she would.
I mean, that's the reason I do it, to be totally honest with you. Here's a couple. They're in their 60s. They're retired. His mother just passed away. Him and his brothers inherited a large chunk of money. So the first thing he did, went out and paid cash for his house. He took the rest of his money and he put it into an annuity. The annuity was giving him 3% per year. And he was ecstatic. He was happy with that. And then he had the gall to ask me, James, what do you do for a living? I told him. He said, really? And I said, yeah. So after about 6 months of prodding me, I showed him what I do. Now, his wife averages 3% per month, which they're extremely excited about. So needless to say, they cashed in the annuity, and now they're getting anywhere between 2 to 5% per month. And they're very happy with that.
And well, they should be.
Yeah, she told me last year she took all the profit she made and she spent a month in Poland with her mother. And she was happy with that. I said, hey, that's great, you know.
That's fantastic, James. I tell you. Listen, to my listening audience, I mean, we're on this boat because we teach financial literacy. We want to go ahead and try to get everyone involved in setting their own lifestyle changes up with the money that you bring in. You know that your job is not going to take care of you. It's just keeping you just over broke, keeping you from paycheck to paycheck. Here's an opportunity where you can actually fund your own lifestyle, be your own economy, and take care of what's going on in your own life. James has put together a program that's I mean, we're gonna dive into this in our next show a little deeper. But right now, we want to go ahead and share with you that he has over 120 videos that you can look at the 10minutestrader.com on YouTube. You can also check out, James, where are the books located? Where are you selling those?
Well, the books aren't really free, but they are on Amazon.com. You can download them on Kindle.
Okay, cool. So check out James Gaudino on Amazon. You should be able to locate the books there. Interesting titles, certainly something that you might want to go ahead and add to your library. And certainly, we're going to go ahead and ask James to give us some final thoughts, because we're right at the end of our conversation, but we're not definitely not at the end of our thoughts. So James, give me a parting word for my listeners to entice them to come back for the next segment, and go ahead and share something with them.
Okay, well, I have a few things to part with everyone. Number one, I always love telling people this: nobody has more interest in your money than you. The world does not really care whether you succeed or not, but you should. You should have whatever you want in life. You have to first make a plan, stick to it, find something you believe in, live right, work hard, and find something you believe in. That's my keys to success. Work hard, live right, find something you believe in.
Man, that's powerful, James. Thank you, brother. I couldn't have said it any better myself. Hey, boys and girls, this is T. Gerard Williams, your host and executive producer of the T. Gerard Williams Show, and we are glad that we had this conversation with James Gaudino, and as always, my friends, I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye now.
Gerard Williams Show. Coming to you live. With the best in talk radio. Get ready, get ready. The heartbeat of talk radio is the Gerard Williams Show. If you're talking about it, it's because we're talking about it.